Howdy, how you doing? Back again. It's drizzling a bit. It's hot as hell up here in Queensland, Australia. You probably haven't seen me for a while, and it's indicative of some things that have been going on. Something that a lot of people don't realize is just how difficult it is socially being a jiu-jitsu coach. And I'm not speaking for all jiu-jitsu coaches, but if you move to a particular area to set up an academy and you don't have long-term friends there or friends there at all, it's really, really difficult, right? Because I like to try and keep a nice separation between myself and my students in terms of friendships outside the gym and stuff like that. And we've seen in the media lately about some jiu-jitsu coaches who cross the line and stuff like that. And I understand it. I totally understand it. When you don't have a life, you're up early in the morning training, where most people would go and do jiu-jitsu to socialize and meet friends, you're not. You're at work, right? And then when you have free time in the middle of the day, everybody's at work. So it's quite isolating. Then again at night, you're teaching again at night, and everybody else is socializing and having a great time, and you tend to miss out, right? And I'm not saying that, by socializing it means you want to go out and get drunk and party and stuff like that. It's just that, you miss it. And so the last couple of years I've had a friend's academy nearby that I go to and stuff like that, and that closed just before Christmas. So it's changed a lot of the dynamics in my life, and I've only kind of just realized, like the last couple of days, just how much of an impact that it's had on me. And just dudes out running. Perfect weather today for running, by the way. Overcast, warm, drizzling, right? But yeah, I didn't realize how much I was missing it, like 2 or 3 times a week. I do my training in the morning, then I'd go there. I love being a student in somebody else's class. It's difficult when you've got a broken old body, like who you can trust with your body and stuff like that. And at that academy, I could trust the guys. Like, I knew them very well. I coached there as well sometimes. And since it closed, I've just kind of replaced it with classes at my place. So instead of socializing and going and hanging out and having fun, then I'm working again. So yeah, it's definitely taken its toll mentally and physically, like I've just realized like how, I've had a lot of back pain like the last month, and I've been trying to figure out like why that is. I've changed some things in my training. As always, I'm always trying to get better and improve myself. Sometimes, like those things pay off, and sometimes like they hurt my body, but I'm always trying to push myself and try new things. And it's been a bit painful, but anyway, it's there's a lot going on. There's a lot of changes this year. I've got a lot bigger timetable, missing out on going to my friends' academy, so I'm gonna have to make more of an effort to get to my friends' academies and socialize, because that's kind of like how I socialize. I'll go and hang out on the mat and chat to some people that aren't my students, and just hang out and have a bit of fun, and that's been missing lately, and there's a lot going on. But it's something that a lot of people probably don't realize about teaching martial arts or doing any sort of fitness thing where you're providing for the public, is that when, especially at night and lunchtime, which is when most people would socialize and hang out with their friends, especially at night, then you're on the mat teaching and missing out on that time. So where do you find your social group? Socializing and mental health kind of go hand in hand. So it's no wonder that the last, 2026 has been, it's been great for the gym. The gym's growing great and all that sort of stuff. But I've just felt something's missing. I felt a little bit down. I haven't been able to figure out quite what it is. I've changed gyms, been trying to find, a gym that suits me again. Lots and lots of changes. But anyway, I better get running. The rain's getting heavier. So show love to your jiu-jitsu coach, because he's sacrificing a lot to be able to do it for you. See you guys. Bye.